Yo, it's your boy Logos, and I'm back here again with another unpopular opinion because I don't think Taraji P. Henson deserves to be paid on the same level of a Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Will Smith, Michael B. Jordan, Daniel Day-Lewis, or anybody else you could probably think of, at least within the A tier of actresses and actors. And if you think that's a crazy thing to say, just go to our IMDb and look at the box office numbers of the movies that she made and been a part in. And that's what truly matters. Not your personal feelings, not her entitlement, not your parasocial entitlement that you have because you're a fan of her. None of those things matter. If you can put butts in seats and sell tickets, they will meet your demands. If you can't, decline the role and walk away. Downsize your team. Nobody owes you anything. But in case you think I'm crazy, after this interview, I'm going to pull up her probably like her 5 or 6 most popular movies and just go look at the box office. And we can clearly see, in comparison to people like Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise, she's not even close to being on that level. Tom Cruise is doing his own stunts still. Is Taraji ever going to do that? No. Is people going to be clamoring, looking on the calendar for movies the same way people do for Mission Impossible or for any Brad Pitt movies? No. And we all know that's the truth. Nobody says, oh shit, I can't wait for the next Taraji P. Henson movie. People do say, I can't wait to see what Leonardo DiCaprio does next. It is what it is. But let's start.
And I heard on the street, Taraji, you had the audacity to say you're thinking about stopping acting. We said, stop talking. Are you thinking about it?
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot. Well, have to. The math ain't mathing. And when you start working a lot, you know, you have a team.
Listen, just because you work a lot doesn't mean you're working or doing the best thing possible to get the pay that you want. Yes, you can put in 80 hours a week, but if you're only getting paid $15 an hour because that's the type of pay you demand, that's what you're going to get. Even if you make 80 hours in that paycheck or 100, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be $15 an hour. You can choose what movies you want to do or decline. The same way she said she almost declined other movies because the pay wasn't enough. You always have that choice. You can either downsize your team or choose a different route. Replan, re-strategize. If you want to make a breakthrough, try something different. Dramas slash comedies does not make as much money compared to action movies. What's the last action movie Taraji P. Henson was in? I don't know. You could say maybe Hustle and Flow. I guess that got maybe a little bit of action, but that's more like a drama. These types of movies that she be in doesn't make a lot of money. You need to make different or better financial decisions or career choices. That's it. Nobody owes you anything. And that doesn't mean I don't want her to make money. Like, I don't know, I'm saying this. You just can't make demands because you think you deserve something. Everybody thinks they deserve something. That doesn't make you special.
Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, here's a whole entire team behind us.
Yes.
They have to get paid. So when you hear someone saying, oh, such and such made $10 million, no, that's not that didn't make it to their account. Know that off the top, Uncle Sam is getting 50%.
That's right.
Okay? So do the math. Now we have 5 million. Your team is getting 30% or whatever your team is off of what you grossed.
Sometimes
not
more.
after what Uncle Sam took. Now do the math. So
You're tired.
I'm only human, and it seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I get that.
It wears on you, you know? Because what does that mean? What is that telling me?
What is it telling me? Yeah. And what does it tell me? Yeah.
You know? And if I can't fight for them coming up behind me, then what the fuck am I doing? I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, don't apologize. Don't apologize.
If these women or men can't act, if they can't put butts in seats, they can't sell tickets, or if they're in movies that people really don't care about, that's on them. That is not your problem. You shouldn't be stressed out about trying to protect or make a way or save everybody. You can't save everybody. Not everybody has the same push, same drive, same skills, same abilities. It is what it is. The opportunities, like, that's just life. And you worry about trying to save other people. You need to worry about making sure you get in what you need. Downsize your team. Try different movies. Don't be stuck comfortable. Tom Cruise, like I said, he's still jumping out of planes, doing all types of crazy shit, putting his life on the line for the films he in. And he has so much control over those movies. He get paid so much money because they gross 900, $800 million bare minimum. Oftentimes over $1 billion. I think the highest movie Taraji has gross was some Hidden Figures. So it's not even within the same stratosphere. Luckily, that movie didn't have a big budget, so the studio made like a lot of good money back on it. But in comparison to these major actresses or actors that many people are comparing her to, she's not even close to them. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and act like she is. That's not like a comic or scene like she's inferior of a person. She just doesn't have that same draw. Many people don't have that same draw. Not everybody can be at the 1%. If everybody could, it wouldn't be the 1%. It would just be the normal.
I think it's an important message for people to hear because we see the lights, camera, action.
And then
And
they
it's so
tell me we
glamorous,
don't
yes.
translate overseas.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing that my entire career.
Is it that when she said, I'm pretty sure mean black people or black women, is it that, quote unquote, we don't translate overseas, or the movies that you're doing doesn't translate overseas? Like, come on, man. Nobody wants to see Baby Boy outside the US. Nobody wants to see Hustle and Flow mostly out of the US. Not enough people to sell millions of dollars or get millions of dollars from tens of millions. Like, come on. Like, this is not, like, if they're saying that you don't translate overseas, maybe look at the type of movies that you're doing and look at the movies that are translating overseas. And they are major blockbusters. Star Wars, Marvel movies, DC, stuff that people look forward to years ahead of time. When a trailer drops, or at least it used to before Marvel and all these other companies fell apart, it used to be a major thing that people look forward to. It would break the internet. It would go viral. Like those type of movies, not the stuff that she does. But people, I don't know what's so hard to see that or think about it from that point of view. It's always gotta be just race.
20 plus years in the game, and I hear the same thing, and I see what you do for another production, and when it's time for us to go to bed, you don't have any money. They play in your face. And I'm just supposed to smile and grin and bear it and just keep like, enough is enough. That's why I have other things. I have my TPH brand. I have my mental wellness. I have other ththings because this industry, if you let it, it'll steal your soul. But I refuse to let that happen.
Yes. There's a song in there about life can never break your soul. It's a quote from one of the songs that Hallie sings in the movie. It seems like this is the right time for people to hear something like this, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was deliberate, wasn't it, Blitz?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, everything you did in this movie was deliberate.
Wow. And I mean, just
hearing that is...
yes. And
we have to take that in for a minute.
I have
we really
to.
do. I don't want
have
to gloss over that.
I mean, and T, just so you know, calling you was giving you your flowers. I just want you to know that.
If she didn't want to do it, somebody else
We've
would
talked
have
about this
did
before.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about the challenges. And for me, you, Fantasia, Danielle, knowing how hard they fought to not have you all here, and knowing how hard we had to fight to ensure that.
Wait. Who fought against having them all there? I'm pretty sure like these studios want to make money. If they think you will be a worthwhile investment because you're gonna bring more people in than the cost to have you on a contract and on a payroll to do shooting, like come on, like they're gonna sign you. There's no reason for them not to. Especially you can talk about no argument about translating overseas or anything like that. Where in the movie that they're talking about right now, The Color Purple, is clearly primarily targeted towards Black Americans. So I it sounds like it's more so they didn't want to pay you the amount of money that you thought you should have gotten. And I'm sorry, but businesses negotiate. They don't just give out money on the whim or they will fall apart.
Is what you just said right now rings so true. And we have to be brave, y'all. We have to be brave. And, I'm sure there are filmmakers here or listening to this podcast. You have to go with your heart. And
You had to fight for this cast. You had to
every
fight for this.
single one of them. And
What was the fight for you? What was the
Well,
what
the
was the pushback?
Well, first of all, it's exactly what you're saying, T, which is that, especially for Black women, and I'm going to be very specific, it was like you were never here. And the fact that each one of you, every single one of you, had to audition for this role.
Oh, you
Roles
fucking
that
kid-
was second.
See, that's bullshit. I don't follow movies hardcore like I used to, but like a decade ago, or like even a little less, like 7, 8 years ago, I was like heavy in the movies, listening to like movie talk shows, anticipating movies that was coming out like a year or two ahead, getting into certain actors or actresses because of their talent and skill, seeking out movies not because of explosions or set pieces, but because of pure acting ability. For example, Tom Hardy, he has a movie where he, for the most part, he doing nothing but sitting in a freaking car driving on the damn interstate. And the only reason you watch it is for his acting ability and the building tension because of the story itself. There is literally nothing going on for the most part besides Tom Hardy sitting in a damn car having a phone call conversation with his wife and other people about this crazy secret that just got exposed. Like that's it. So I used to be very deep in the movies. So the whole idea that you having to audition is a slap in the face. Everybody auditions. Everybody auditions because they need to see if you fit the role. This is insane. If you have an issue with them auditioning, you're smoking crack. Marvel movies have actors audition, and if you don't fit, they pull you out or they don't choose you. You could be in the middle of filming and it's not going well and they'll pull you out. This happened multiple times throughout the Marvel movies leading up to the Infinity War saga. So I'm telling you, this is not crazy. It is not disrespectful. It is not absurd. This is normal as hell to have actresses audition for a role. What is so hard about auditioning for a role that you're probably gonna get anyway? Just shut up and audition, and you can start filming and move on to your next project. And hopefully, if it's successful, depending on what you're doing, you can negotiate or get a bigger movie. That's it. Everybody auditions. Like you would think they just call up people and say, "Hey, we're gonna give you this role, come and get it." Certain directors can do that because they wrote a movie with this actor in mind beforehand. It's not like they were copying off another work. This is an original work, and they made this particular character. They imagined it. Like the Django, for example, that was supposed to be Will Smith, not Jamie Foxx. Quentin Tarantino imagined it being Will Smith. Will Smith didn't want it. Jamie Foxx came and killed it still, probably even better. So, depending on the movie and its origin point and who's directing it and guiding it, you will audition. And if you don't audition, other people, the vast majority of everybody else will audition. Don't like it, don't act.
Second nature to you.
Second nature, yes.
Roles that no one should even question. Just the minute the name comes up, the question is, how much? How much do you have?
Yes.
I learned something very important here, that
Oh my god.
especially, it's not enough just to come in and be a director. You have to come in, be a therapist, be a friend, be a brother, be a champion, understand that we have to break cycles, understand that what happens here is going to be, it's going to be an example. And every time that I look now, and I've seen this movie now, I don't know how many times,
Yes.
because I have to sit through it all every time.
Do you sit through it and watch it from beginning to end?
as often as I can.
Because you want to hear the
And-
audience reaction?
That, but also, I've run into people who are like, "Oh, I've seen this movie 3 times already." First of all, I'm going, "How?" Because, seriously, because we just started,
not out yet.
and that's what I told you when I run into you today is knowing how much the original, how many times the rewatch value.
Yes.
I've been so moved knowing how much how many times over. That's the real gift. The real gift is that this is going to keep giving. And the work that you guys have done in this film is going to inspire way beyond what we can see.
Amen. Yeah.
Right? And that, for me, ultimately, there's no reward they can ever give us for that. Knowing the healing power that exists in this work, because we all came in harmony to do that healing work. I mean, most times rehearsals with therapy, we'll literally read a few lines, talk about the scene, and then we break into family.
Nice.
And I know this person likes it. My own uncle is like, my own father is like, my mother went through this. And before you knew it, we had built this real bond. And so I say this to
And that
say,
bond came very quickly.
very quickly.
Yes.
But I also
Saw it.
say this: you've got to choose right. You know, if you're a director, it's a huge responsibility because you're going to be the one with them every day. No one should tell you who to pick for this work. It is sacred work. Again, going back to that.
Yes.
And if our collective faith, I say this all the time, your faith in me, my faith in you, is how this movie comes together. There's no amount of paying a superstar to come play Suge
Yes.
will give this performance. This is you believing, right? And so I say that to say, I hope the work we did breaks those terrible and discriminatory ways. They get to see that we did it our way and we won. And I think, you know, you were saying something earlier, Danielle, about just seeing it, you know, being 15 and seeing it as possible. And I think that I hope that a director will see it. And I have to be also very honest, watching Ryan Coogler do a similar thing.
Yes.
Picking people he loved
Ryan,
and
yes,
trusted,
yes.
right? And I watched the love and camaraderie that they had during those press runs for The Color Purple, and I said, "Thank God, I can see that." And so,
For Black Panther.
For
We
Black
were-
Panther.
Black
we
Panther,
were-
sorry,
yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Panther. And I remember saying, "This is what I want for myself. When my time comes, I want
I want
people I
that.
love who love me."
Yes.
Right? And hopefully now somebody now has two. They can go
Yes.
Black Panther and The Color Purple. Oh, I remember that Color Purple press run.
Yes.
It was a thing.
Yes.
And that's what I want.
It is a thing, though.
And
It
that's
really
what I
is.
want.
It is a
And I
thing.
think that that's what this is all about, is just being exemplar.
That's
and
right.
having something that somebody can look at and go, wow, that's something to aspire to.
Yes.
That's right.
So I let it run on longer than I needed to, but I guess they kind of was still going about Taraji stuff. Overall, like I said throughout, you negotiate because of the value you bring to the movie itself. And that goes with every single movie, whether it's something big or small. Most of the budget actually goes to the actresses, the actors, and also the CGI and like effects. But a good chunk goes to the actors and actresses, because that's what's putting people in the seats. Like, people know Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr., Captain America, so on and so on. These are iconic people who immediately get recognized when put on that movie screen. So I pulled up her, like, I would say top 5, top 6 biggest movies. And if you ask me, especially when you consider all the other actors and actresses that do movies just like she does. She isn't up on that tier. Like, even though she does have like some bigger movies, I won't even say bigger, like medium sized movies, like Baby Boy, and I didn't even know she was in Four Brothers. And this is like, I don't know how much money this made, but it was more known for the four guys that played the main roles. I can't remember all of them. I know Tyrese Gibson was one. Maybe Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, Mark Wahlberg was another one. But people know that movie for them. They don't know it for her. You have, yeah, Baby Boy, Hustle and Flow, but that really didn't make a lot of money. But let's go and check it out just to be safe. The biggest one is Hidden Figures, and that's without a doubt. And that came out in 2016. But since then, and let's just go back up to 2016. We could see what movies she done since then. Yeah, Hidden Figures is right here. After that, Acrimony by Tyler Perry. Nobody's really going to see that. If they're going to see that, it's probably within the same population of people that saw I Can Do Bad All By Myself, also by Tyler Perry. Like, that's a small niche within the population. What Men Want, Coffee and Cream. Like, her biggest stuff, without a doubt, is Empire. But I'm not really that deep into the know of the TV contracts. But it can't be paying that well if she's making interviews like this. It ended in 2020. So it wasn't that long ago. Even still after that. Because when you have smaller movies, or even big movies, when you have any type of success, you should try to build up on that momentum. A lot of people saw your face, they saw your skills, and you seem to be a draw. So the next time you negotiate a contract and you pick a good movie, you should be able to get more money. Even if it's still the same amount of money, if you could still be part of a good movie that's seen by a lot of people and you have a key role in it, or a memorable role within that movie, then that helps your career. But if you can't build on it properly and follow it up with more good movies, more well-known movies, then your career will fizzle out. So after Empire, you do the Muppets, Annie Live, the Minions, a guest spot on Abbott Elementary, Paw Patrol, and then up to now, The Color Purple. Like, that's not movies that get a lot of money or attention. And Minions, you could say, yeah, Minions, but nobody went to Minions to see her. People who went to Minions because they took their kids. You think their kids know who Taraji P. Henson is? No, she's not even like playing herself in the movie. It's an animated film. She's probably voicing maybe a human, but maybe one of the other. Nah, she can't be voicing a man because the men just say like gibberish and shit. So like, yeah, she's not really doing stuff that makes a lot of money, and that's what determines your contract. Not what you think you deserve or anything else like that, or not what your peers is making. Your peers is not on the same level as you, and you could be beyond them or behind them. Nobody really cares about all the other actresses and actors that made much less than Taraji made herself throughout other movies. They only care about when she seems to be the victim. But those people would say to the same people that gotta complain about how much she makes, well, that's what she is in career. She built up herself. You're younger. You didn't take advantage of your opportunities, this and the other. But when it comes to Taraji P. Henson, you're not allowed to say that because of what? You got to be part of the what sisterhood or whatever. Like, come on, man. The world doesn't care about all this mythological or this, I don't know, perspectives of the world that you have. It's mostly based on money. If you can make them a lot of money, they'll pay you a lot of money so you can get a bigger investment back off of you. That's how it works. It's nothing personal. Especially when you have a movie like The Color Purple where mostly black people are going to see it. Only reason they might not want to have you in the movie is because you're thinking that you should have a lot more money than you really deserve. That's it. Not gonna pay you millions and millions of dollars so they think you're gonna make 80 million, 100 million, or 50 million. It depends on the budget. It depends on a lot of things. And they're not gonna expand that budget to allow a whole bunch of different people to ask for astronomical amounts of money. That's not how it works. If they just gave people whatever they want without good reason, they will fall apart. Even if you're Brad Pitt or Leonardo DiCaprio, I'm pretty sure there's still like a cap on what you can ask for, unless like it's a movie that's it will instantly fall apart, or maybe not even be seen at all unless you was in it. Unless in that case, still maybe have like an $80 million budget, and he'll take a big chunk of that because he is the guy that everybody's going to see. If he wasn't there, he wouldn't be going to see it. The film might not even be made if he wasn't signed on to it, to be honest. That's how much recognition these men and women at this level get. It is what it is. And I saw a lot of people crying and complaining because of Brad Pitt making more money than she did and Benjamin Button. Brad Pitt has been acting at least since 1987. Taraji P. Henson didn't get her first major, or not even major, like I guess you could say major, but big professional role until like 1997. This is like smaller TV series, which Brad Pitt also did to like build up. And every actor and actress does this too. They usually start off in small roles, guest spots, and then stick around later on, or they get bigger films. But Taraji P. Henson's like breakout film was Baby Born 2001. Brad Pitt was already acting his ass off 4 years earlier and before Taraji P. Henson started. But let's just go to 2001. How many big movies does Brad Pitt have? True Romance, Fight Club, and that's iconic. Everybody knows Fight Club. I don't know this one, and I just guessed. But Ocean's 11, and this is that same year. And let's see what I want to see what he did after that, because he is known for like big movies. So in 2004, he did Troy, which was a major big film. It didn't do that good in the box office, but it was a major film, and he was a star lead playing Achilles within the film. Then right after that, he did Ocean's 12, then Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Then it seemed like he did a smaller film because he wanted to like build up his acting resume. And you know, actors and actresses does that too. They take smaller roles and dramas and make less money for the sake of awards and to build up their resume. Everybody does that. But then he did Benjamin Button. And then the exact next year, he followed it up with Inglourious Basterds. And if you ask me, Inglourious Basterds is one of the greatest films of all time. So when you look at the IMDb of Taraji P. Henson and Brad Pitt, it's not even close. Not even remotely close. And you know that. I don't know why people play stupid. You've probably seen, especially like in commercials and trailers, a lot more Brad Pitt movies compared to Taraji P. Henson. Like, and this was just up until like 2008. We're not even talking about all the other movies. Moneyball, lead-in voice actor, and Megamind. Like, come on. Taraji P. Henson wasn't a lead-in voice actress. And what, Minions? No, it's Gru. People go to see Gru and the Minions. Nobody could come to see her in that. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, another big film. Like, come on. The Big Short, that was up for many nominations at the I think the Oscars. Yeah, it was. Fury, one of my favorite films. It's not that amazing of a film. Well, nah, let me take that back. It's not that accurate historically of a film, but in terms of action and his role within it is very good, and I like it. 12 Years a Slave, but he was like probably one of the top 3 actors. I know this was led by Chiwetel Ejiofor. I probably fucked that up. World War Z, like that was a major film. You get what I'm saying. This is not about people having some type of hatred towards Taraji or a black woman or any of this other stuff. The movies you choose to be a part of, people really don't care about enough on the scale of Fast and the Furious or World War Z or these major films that come out in the summer that people really want to see. Star Wars. Like, come on now, this is not a joke. This is reality. Zendaya, she gets paid a lot of money. And what movies are she in? Is she in? She's in Spider-Man. they trying to get her back for the newest Spider-Man, even though they really don't need her there because Peter Parker is unknown to the rest of the world in terms of his history, him being Spider-Man. So you could really have a movie without her, but they still want to bring her in and pay her all that freaking money because of her face and notoriety. That's what it is. These studios want money now more than ever. Like, people don't go to movies as much as they used to because of streaming services, COVID. The movies aren't as good. They're too preachy. So if you can get a major Hollywood actor or actress to be in a film that people already maybe have semi interest in because it's Spider-Man or a superhero film, they're gonna pay you all that money. That's just reality. Like, you can look at the box office too. Like, I Can Do Bad All By Myself, but she's a lead actress, only made 51 million. But the budget was probably very small. But if you're trying to negotiate millions of dollars, you need to be able to say I brought in tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, they're not just paying Taraji P. Henson. They're paying multiple different actors and actresses, and minor ones too. Not just the big ones that you see on screen all the time in almost every scene. That does include the sound effects, and also one of the biggest things that go into this budget too, like this one for Hidden Figures, marketing. They spend a freak ton of money on marketing, commercials, posters, all this stuff that you see to remind you about this film. A huge chunk of that budget goes to that. And from that, you have to worry about paying the crew, the cast, the director, the set, everything else. Like, this isn't just money out of the ass. Like, this is only the thoughts of opinions from my point of view of people that either don't care about seeing another way or they really have no idea what they're talking about. And I don't think Taraji P. Henson has the same draw of a Brad Pitt. She doesn't have the same draw of a Zendaya or a Tom Holland or The Rock or any of these other people that people actually care to go and see. That's it. I ain't make it up. I ain't create the system. I can't force people, and neither can you force people to go and see her work if they want to. I don't see people clamoring for new Taraji P. Henson movies. No, I don't. If it wasn't for this whole interview, we wouldn't be having this conversation. People, like, come on, man. People probably wouldn't have known that she was considering quitting unless this interview came out. People not craving to see her movies like that, man. That's the reality of the situation. And I'm not going to sit here and be upset or try to fight for a person that is a celebrity that don't know me, and she makes a lot more money compared to her other peers and the vast majority of the population. And the reason why she makes less money compared to or her more established and more well-known peers is clear and obvious. It has nothing to do with her race. It seems to me it has to do with the movies she chooses to be a part of. Dramas, comedies, small movies that only a small percentage of the population going to see and doesn't translate overseas. And it doesn't matter if it's Taraji, it doesn't matter if it's a black woman, a white woman, white man, comedies make less money compared to all the other categories. I'm sorry, make less money compared to action movies and all the movies that people care about seeing for the summer or around Christmas time. That's reality. But I understand people really gonna get on get on the hill about this and defend it as if this gonna really affect the average everyday situation. But it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hopefully she can re-strategize, replan, and she can get to negotiating a price and pay that she wants because of her own merit, not because of social media backlash or bullshit people put out their ass. But that's it. It's your boy Logos. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.